morning and welcome. This is our Soul Center meditation service, which I think most of you are aware of. If you are sitting in this room, then you are here to commune with Spirit, which is what all meditation practices are about. No matter what their lineage, no matter what their form, it is about communing with the divine, communing with Spirit, with the universal presence. Good morning to those of you here. Good morning to our love streamers from around the globe, whether it's Tejeda in Florida, or whether it is Michelle in Australia or Charles in Africa. Welcome. We are here to commune with the divine. I'm going to invite you, for those of you who are here live in person, to go ahead and make sure that all cellular devices are put into either meditation mode, also known as airplane mode, or just off. For those of you streaming in, you might want to just put yours on Do Not Disturb, and we're going to get ready to move into our practice. We do a stillness meditation, which means we'll start with a centering, where we allow ourselves to let go of any distractions of the temporal world and move into the deepest states of relaxation and clarity, and open to the vibration not only of creation but of your soul. And there are many forms of meditation, from mantra and activations to inquiry and visioning to movement, and all of these meditation practices have an intention built into them. Then there's the intention we bring to the meditation practice. So whatever intention you may have, I'm going to offer a few suggestions, as I always do. One suggestion for an intention is that you allow this to be the most delicious, the most deep, the most profound, the most glorious, the most relaxing, enlightening experience. And also that nothing will distract you. Not a sneeze, not a car driving by, not a clearing of the throat, nothing from the outer world, nothing from the inner world. When you set the stage via your intention for meditation, you'll be surprised at how wonderful that works. And as we move in, the goal is to allow yourself to let go of time and space and move into the eternal. If you hear every word I say, wonderful. If you don't hear a word I say, no problem. If you doze off, no problem. Some meditation practices would have you hold a particular mudra. You might be holding your middle finger and thumb, your index finger. Maybe it's just keeping your hands on your lap, palms up. There are intentions and reasons for that. Some would have you sit lotus or Indian style. Some would have you sit with nothing crossed. Intentions and reasons for that. To mitigate that, we just say that all the channels and all the meridians of our physical, emotional, and mental bodies shall be wide open, and we will allow ourselves to relax. So, welcome again, and for those of you who just came in within the last minute or so, if you could just make sure all cellular devices are in either meditation mode or off. And once again, welcome to our love streamers. We're going to go ahead and we're going to turn down the lights, and we are now ready to begin. And as always, we begin by first giving ourselves permission to relax. Just saying to ourselves in our minds, I give myself permission to relax. As we invite, as we evoke, and as we allow the divine energies, the eternal frequencies, to wash over us and to rise up from within us. knowing we have no place to go. We have nothing to do except completely surrender into the deepest states of peace, love, joy, serenity. We take a moment as we bring our awareness to our crown at the top of our head. And like the dome of an observatory that is wide open, imagine your crown is open and that you are surrounded by a celestial energy of infinite brilliance. All the eternal energies, peace, harmony, joy, love, goodness, wisdom. We take a moment as we become aware of timelessness by letting go of attachments to the temporal world. And so I invite you to bring your awareness to your breathing without changing anything, solely through intention. We allow our breath to become deeper and fresher, wider and fuller, all on its own. I invite you to imagine for a moment, as you inhale, that the breath is coming in through your crown and traveling all the way down into your hips. And as you exhale, you can feel it rising up your central core and releasing from your crown like a plume of steam. For the moment, the exhalation shall be the vehicle of release. And the inhalation will take us deeper into the eternal. And so as you become aware of your breath, inhaling the light, the eternal energies through your crown down into your hips, on the next exhalation, we let go of any tension, concerns, or stress from any moment, any muscle, cell, or time. We don't need to know how or why. We simply exhale and let go as we inhale the energy of peace. Exhaling, we let go of efforting and trying. Inhaling, we draw in the energy of ease. Exhaling, we let go of figuring, searching, or analyzing. Inhaling, we draw in the energy of clarity. And exhaling, we let go of time, letting go of the past, letting go of the future, letting go of the present. As we open more profoundly to the infinite eternal. You begin to feel the exhalation syncing with the inhalation, and both are now cycling and expanding those eternal energies throughout your entire being. the contagion of love and wellness. You can feel it beginning to illuminate all the cells and all the muscles and tissues. Like golden glitter shimmering in your body, you can feel that energy illuminating, softening, and strengthening the bones and muscles of your toes and feet. And rising into your ankles and shins and calves. You can feel the energy soothing, softening, strengthening as it floods into your hamstrings and thighs. You can feel it rising into your hips. Waves of wellness, rejuvenation, flooding the intestines, the kidneys, the root. And you can feel the energy of divine strength, harmony and balance in your lower belly and lower back. Acclimating as the energy continues to rise, returning to our natural state of eternal beingness. You can feel the energy weaving in and out of your ribs and around your core, and rising up your spine, and the heart flooding and returning to its natural state of love, beauty, and joy. And as that energy rises into the shoulders, all density, all heaviness evaporating, freedom, spaciousness, expanding. And we can feel that energy flooding into your chin and jawbone, to your cheeks, on the bridge of your nose, on the brow. And just allowing your face to let go, full expression. As your scalp tingles, going deeper and higher as this energy floods and ripples out from the physical into the emotional body. Waves of compassion, divine strength, flowing into the mental body as we open to providence, divine illumination. We open to the vibration of creation and the energy of the soul, your true being, our eternal essence. And it is here, fully immersed, that we continue to go deeper and higher. Every cycle of breathing, expanding into deeper states of peace. We allow ourselves to simply rest, rejuvenate, and relax in the stillness. And should your mind wander at any time, simply bring it back to the breath. The inhalation of light coming in through your crown, down into your hips. As we go deeper and higher. Going even deeper and higher. I invite you to bring your awareness back to your breath, the breath of light. Many have seen a phosphorescence of light as they inhale, waves of angelic, eternal brilliance that continue to proliferate and expand, rising the frequency as we return that eternal vibration of our soul and our human experience. As we inhale, we can take a moment and become aware, isolating an eternal frequency of peace. Imagine you are just bathing, inhaling, just like the oxygen that flows into your lungs and the rest of your body. We feel peace going deeper. We take a moment as we allow ourselves to feel the energy of oneness, infinite, eternal oneness. We feel our oneness with the air, the planet, all of life, each other. At the level of the soul, where there is no discord, there are no opinions, there is only harmony and reverence and awe, oneness with the divine. We take a moment as we return to the beginning and remember the great truth, that which we call the universe, Dios, Jehovah, Allah, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim, the Great One, the Creator, the universe, God. It is an omniamorous effervescence of pure bliss that knows no opposition, no separation, only oneness. And each and every one of us, born in its image and likeness, one with the one, and like a beam of sunshine is to the sun. We feel our oneness at the level of the purest expression of bliss. And on your next inhalation, imagine you're drawing that energy in through your crown, down past your root to the bottoms of your feet. You can feel the exhalation rising from your toes to your nose. We remember that we are born from the holy heart of the infinite light, and that every talent, gift, and ability to feel, see, hear, know, and understand the wisdom, the omniscient intelligence is already coded and loaded within us. We remember the truth, that wherever we are, the omnipresence, the omniamorous loving nature of God, the universe is. We take a moment in gratitude and thanksgiving, knowing that just by relaxing, we open to the eternal, and we allow it. We allow it to align, that we may experience being in the world, but not of the world. And it is from here that we simply and gratefully allow it all to be so. And even as we come back into a divine, lucid state of a holy awareness, we allow it to continue. And we do so by saying, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
And welcome back. You're welcome to stay in the zone or in the field. The lights are going to come up. And in about 5 minutes, we're going to begin our music and our message service. So we're going to take a break for those of you streaming in live. Same goes for you. We're going to just take a 5-minute break, and then we'll be back. For those of you here, restrooms are through the hall, past the bookstore, out the back door, and to the left. And welcome back. And we will continue momentarily.
So the videographer has asked that we wear bright, primary colored, solid clothes, as that's what looks best on camera. We want to see you in our reels.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So let's show up. Let's have fun with this. Slay. Right? Please visit our Almond and Garden bookstore to pick up our wellness item of the month, Worker Bee Treatment Stick. Handmade in Minneapolis, this unscented treatment stick nourishes dry lips and skin. It is most effective for cuts and skin irritations. I recently purchased it because I thought it would be useful. And 2 days later, I cut myself. I used the stick. Overnight, my silly little boo-boo was gone. So it does work. Please visit our welcome table if you have not already done so. Do that after service. Also, you can visit soulcenteroc.com for information about all of our events, our classes, Reverend Keith's daily affirmative prayer, which is awesome. Tuesdays, A Course in Miracles. Join one of our soul circles. Sign up for our weekly newsletter. Join our Facebook community group. And learn about our monthly Munch and Mingle to celebrate birthdays and other things, which is held every last Sunday of the month. And to find out about volunteer opportunities and a little bit more about volunteer opportunities, to become a part of Soul Center's volunteer team, you want to visit the welcome table. You want to talk to Colleen Lavoie. Where'd she go?
Outside.
Or you want to talk to Kathy LeKay, and she's also outside because that's, they're always doing stuff. And so if you haven't had the pleasure of volunteering yet, you will be surprised at how rewarding it really is. And take it from me, it's the best way to make friends. It really is. One last thing. Please be on the lookout for an email from Soul Center OC. We will be emailing a community survey soon, and your feedback is needed. So look for it, open it, read it, take the survey.
Please, it was really important to us, and we are really grateful for your few minutes taking that survey.
Of course.
And online viewers.
Yes, online viewers. Okay.
Yeah, also.
So now, let's join our fabulous musicians, birthday boy, Brian and Jesse, and our beautiful Rena. And we're going to sing our congregational song. The lyrics are in your program and up on the screen.
Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. I'm certainly happy to be back. All right, we're going to do something a little different today. It's on our program, right below the affirmations. Our congregational song today is "The Spirit of God is Upon Me." So we're going to do 4 choruses. So let's try it together. Let's get on our feet. We're gonna say, "I am divinely guided." Y'all ready?
That's a big yes. Thank you. Oh gosh, Brian, Jesse, and Rena. Oh, that just moves my heart. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Liz Martin, and our reading is from the Luminous Life, How the Science of Light Unlocks the Art of Living by Jacob Lieberman. So often in life, we focus on things we want to accomplish, missing the subtleties directing our journey. But it is in these whispers that the real magic lies. After working with thousands of people, I have come to realize that my job is not necessarily to identify and solve problems, but rather to gently recede into the background and allow the intelligence of life to guide the process. Serving as an intermediary between the formless information received and the well-being of the patient, I have come to discover that by doing less, more happens, and by doing nothing, everything happens. Much like the Taoist concept of wei wu wei, doing nothing does not imply that nothing happens. We simply allow something larger to lead, which reinforces our trust in the wisdom of life. 17th century priest, physician, and mystic Angelus Silesius expressed this concept eloquently when he said, "God, whose love and joy are present everywhere, can't come to visit you unless you aren't there." And let us turn within and pray. Oh, I'm so filled with gratitude for this community. And as I was listening to Brian and Jesse and Rena rehearse, my soul was moved. I'm so grateful for the powerful music that they continue to bring their gifts, talents, and abilities and share them in the world. And I'm so grateful for our co-founders, Jessica and Patricia, for their vision, for their saying yes. I'm so grateful for Reverend Michael saying yes. And of course, I'm so very, very grateful for Reverend Keith saying yes. Oh, I'm so grateful for the love and the joy and the connections in this community. And from this place of deep gratitude, I truly know that there is one power, one presence, one life, a divine intelligence that is back of everything. I know that spirit expresses itself as beauty and wisdom. I know that God expresses itself in and through each of us. I absolutely know that divine intelligence is all creative, all power, all loving. And from this place of knowingness that there is only oneness, that we are all one, I bless this service today. I bless the music. I bless this divine grooving and moving that's already happening. I bless our musicians. I bless Reverend Keith. I'm so very, very grateful for Reverend Keith and his messages. And I bless the children. I bless their love and their light. I bless all of us. I bless our technology angel, Scott. And I bless, and I bless. I bless all of you. And so it is. Amen. And now it's my favorite time for our agape affirmations. And please rise, and you will find them in your program and coming up on the screen and the live stream. And I'll speak a line, and then we'll all repeat them aloud together with sincerity and acceptance. A grand vision of possibility is the blueprint for my life.
A grand vision of possibility is the blueprint for my life.
The infinite invisible presence of God fills my body, mind, and soul.
The infinite invisible presence of God fills my body, mind, and soul.
And I'm an avenue of harmonizing prosperity, a blessing on the planet.
I'm an avenue of harmonizing prosperity, a blessing on all planet.
Open doors and open hearts greet me everywhere I go.
Open doors and open hearts greet me everywhere I go.
Today I set myself free and let the God times roll.
Today I set myself free and let the God times roll.
And in all things I am so very grateful, and so be it, amen.
In all things I am very grateful, and so be it, amen.
Wonderful, excellent. For those of you who would like to experience private, individual prayer today, please come up front here by the gong after service, and there you will be directed to a licensed Soul Center prayer chaplain or practitioner who will pray on your behalf in a safe and confidential atmosphere.
Rolling off the stage.
Jessica wanted me to remind all of you, to invite all of you to check out today's service at Agape because Aji's performing. So that's exciting. You know, he was just here with us, and we're so grateful that he gets to service a bigger community over at Agape as well. So check that out whenever you guys have a free moment. I mean, his voice just, it transports me, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. So quickly, before we get into this song that we all love so much, I just wanted to share that I'm so grateful for our community and how all of you guys have shown up for me very recently. It's such a beauty to be able to be in these concepts for over a decade and to finally see, you know, them bearing fruit, to finally be able to enjoy the miracle of forgiveness, to really embody surrender, to see that the affirmations are finally kicking in. You know, I'm starting to finally believe the things that I've been affirming for so many years. And I know for you guys, you feel the same way. It's a practice, and it requires so much surrendering. It requires so much being willing to co-create with God and to let things happen through us and as us. So it's an honor to be able to sing this song for you guys with that renewed understanding of how this all works. So, hope you guys enjoy.
is truly an honor and a pleasure, and I am grateful to be part of the Agape International Spiritual Center. Good morning, Soul Center. Good morning. I'm Reverend Keith. We are, as I mentioned a moment ago, part of the Agape International Spiritual Center, which is part of the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings, the truth teachings that have been around since the very dawn of time, that have been brought forward by masters, avatars, prophets that bring forward truth and then embody it, and then allow themselves to share the good news, or the gospel simply meaning the good news. That is what we are here to do, but all of that included a personal experience of the divine, and not in an airy-fairy way, not in a nitty-gritty way, but in an airy-gritty way where you get to experience. What does that mean? Some people, when you grasp an eternal concept, and you bring it into your awareness, but you don't experience it, can be very frustrating. When you become illuminated to the laws that govern the universe, but you're not experiencing the law, let's say, of abundance, you're not experiencing it in its fullness, it can be a little frustrating. And if you keep your energy in the clouds and you don't ground it, then you'll have that experience that is airy-fairy. If you're too nitty-gritty, then you're living from the world and you're allowing the world to dictate to you what is going on. And now you're going to talk about the real world, which is the world of effects that has all kinds of things going on in it. And you are tuning to the temporal. You want a perfect blend of the two, and that's what we say in our New Thought Ageless Wisdom. And New Thought means that your thoughts, your consciousness are fresh. It is fresh thinking. It is illuminated thinking. It is not a regurgitation of beliefs and ideas, especially those that have been espoused by others that may be erroneous or have malintent in them. So we are part that says we would like you to have a direct experience of the divine in your life. That's what our teachings are about. So I want to welcome you. And is anybody here for the very first time? Oh, we got several people that are here for the very first time. For those of you who are streaming in, if you are streaming for the very first time, I'm going to ask you to join those who are here, except when you come to Southern California and you come to Irvine and you come to Soul Center in person, you're going to repeat the experience in person, but you're going to do it at home right now. And I'm going to ask those of you at home and those of you who are here for the very first time, if you could just stand up for a moment, don't worry. We're not going to do anything except love on you and bless you. We're going to do so, and what I'm going to ask you to do is just be receptive. All you're going to do is receive. The rest of us are going to bestow blessings on you, and we do so by just extending our palms and our hands and our prayers. And we say this to you: welcome to Soul Center. Welcome to Soul Center. We know who you truly are. We know who you truly are. You are a divine emanation of God. You are a divine emanation of God. Born in its brilliance. In its magnificence. You have talents and gifts. That are seeking to bless the world. We are grateful for you. We thank God for you. Welcome to Soul Center. Welcome to Soul Center, love streamers. You may now be seated. We love to welcome our new people, and because really that's part of how we, blessing people, and also being receptive to receiving the blessings. We want to really, that ought to be an intention that we all share, that we will receive blessings. We will allow ourselves to be in divine receptivity. As I mentioned, I'm Reverend Keith. This is our Soul Center Sunday service, and our theme of the month is divinely cooperative and wholly collaborative, which means we collaborate with the divine, which means we collaborate with your soul, with the true you, the eternal you. And the subject or topic for today is allied and aligned in spirit. We want to move to a place where we know that God, the universe, our soul is our ally, and we are also aligning with that in the human experience. I've shared this with you. I'm going to give you a crash course on how human life works. So you're born in the image and likeness of God. That's stated in all scriptures around the globe in one way or another. But what does that mean? That means that beyond your personality, beyond your gender, beyond your age, beyond your race, beyond any diagnosis, beyond any labels or titles or diplomas or degrees or wonderful things that you've accomplished along the way, there's an eternal spark within you that is wise, all-knowing, all-loving. It is one with the divine, and it is expressing as an individualized expression of infinite glory. But when we are born, all of a sudden we start to identify with the illusion of separation. That means that, oh, I'm a man or a woman or this race or this color or this shape or this size or in this economic whatever it is. We start to identify, creating a personality, or what we sometimes refer to as the ego. And there's an energy field. There's an energy field that is scientifically proven. We call it your auric field, the human energy field, the morphogenetic field in science. That electromagnetic field of energy that surrounds you from the top of your energy field to the bottom of your energy field, and all of the chakra centers or energy centers in between. And within that is a code of perfection, because the universe coded everything with brilliance and perfection at its core. Then you were gifted with this thing called free will and free choice. You get to choose how you are going to experience life. Free will and free choice means you can choose to move into the illusions of separation, or you can move into a greater experience of oneness. Moving into a greater experience of oneness means you'll be more in the world, but not of the world. The world being humanity, the human experience, space and time. And not of the world means I'm in my eternal vibration. So it's the eternal vibration and the temporal experience. And when you can observe temporal, the world of effects, from the higher consciousness of the eternal, then you are starting to be in the world but not of the world. So there's your human energy field, that same toroidal field of energy that surrounds you, that you have the most, if you become aware, most of us become aware of our physical body. Over the past few centuries, we become aware of our emotional body and our mental body. We start to become aware of the observer effect, where you can observe, there's the observer effect, and then there's the observer. The observer is how you can witness and watch from your higher consciousness what you're thinking. You can capture a thought as it moves through your conscious mind, your surface mind. And as you move into that, you're starting to move into a space of liberation. There's the energy field that you have, there's the energy field that you share with another person. That energy field is what we are moving into. We call it the 6 degrees of separation/unification. When you move out into the next field, there's a field that surrounds you and another. It could be anybody else that you have a relationship with, you share an energy field with. There is no separation. We know science has proven it, and spirituality has been espousing it from the dawn of time. There's a third energy field that surrounds you and your family. There's an energy field that surrounds you and your tribe. And there's an energy field that surrounds society. And yesterday we had an event in the 5th energy field. The 5th energy field, most of you are aware that something happened yesterday in the political system. Now, we are a community that does not buy into separation. We buy into unification. And the idea of the 6 degrees of unification is that you are a house united within yourself, you are a house united within a relationship with someone else, you're a house united within your family, you're a house united within your tribe, and you're a house united within society. Society, that field of energy right now, you can see the polarization, what is going on. Oftentimes you can feel polarization in your own energy body. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I really want to do this, but I really want to do that. And you feel torn, or you're feeling anxiety or stress. When you're feeling anxiety or stress, whatever it is, it might be like, I have a friend who gets very upset when she sees lizards, and a lot of anxiety and stress over that. And it seems kind of silly, and truly, things are serious until they're not serious. And we want to take our spiritual practice very serious and not so serious. Meaning, You want to be able to understand and see what is going on out in the world of effects, but you don't want to attach to it at the level of the temporal world. You want to see what's going on in your world, but you don't want to attach to it at the level of the temporal world. If your emotions are running you instead of you running your emotions, you're going to be in for a bumpy ride. And the fifth layer of the fields of energy in the society are, as I was mentioning, there's that opposition. And it's been around for many, many decades now. As a matter of fact, when you look back and you hear the old expression, history repeats itself. And trauma repeats itself until it is healed. So there is an energy body that encompasses the United States. And it doesn't matter, when we say God is no respecter of persons, we mean the laws that govern the universe that are of God, that bring forward oneness, unity, wholeness, allness, and goodness. Those energies are no respecter. They don't care what political party you belong to. They don't care what nationality you are. They don't care what race you are. The laws or the law. The law of gravity works the same for everybody. The law of attraction works the same for everybody. And all of these laws have within them, built into life, something that is bringing you back into wholeness. The entire purpose of the laws that govern the universe are to bring back unity. It's like guardrails that are saying, come on, and when you breach those guardrails, you're going to experience pain. You're going to experience anxiety or stress. You're also going to experience ideas and thoughts of separation that are going to have you think, oh, there's those people over there, and there's those people over there. I'm quite aware. People say, oh, do you ever keep up with what's going on in the news? Yes, I keep up with what's going on in the news. They say if you can't move into a state of prayer, you have no business watching the news. Because when you watch the news, you are going to be tempted to have an opinion. We are a community that does not have opinions. We are a community that holds the truth. And the truth is we are all one and we are all united in a field of infinite brilliance. But are you experiencing it? So as I look out into the world, and I'm seeing divisive energies out there, and I'm seeing fingers pointing and blaming and all of this stuff, what I want to do is make sure, how is that affecting me? Because as I move into a field and understand, oh, it's making me feel a little stressed out, as I heal that ripples out through the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth energy fields, and it affects the entire consciousness. There are scientific research that shows when people go into prayer and hold vigil in large numbers and in large groups, they're estimating about one person staying in a state of high consciousness, unmoved by the temporal world, can affect as many as 100,000 people. Wow. They've shown that when the Transcendental Meditation Group started to hold vigil for world peace, that across the globe, peace proliferated itself, and violent crime and separation went down measurably. I believe it was around 30% over this period of time. Right now, it is going to be very tempting with everything that's going on between now and November and the political association. Now, we, as a spiritual center, we are Switzerland. We are neutral, not because we don't care, not because we don't know what's going on in the world, and not because we're being airy-fairy. We're not being airy-fairy. We hold into principle, we hold into truth, and the more energy, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what side of the idea you're on, that you put into a they, then you are putting in more fuel to that fire. We are ones, if you want to experience heaven on earth, you can experience heaven on earth in your primary energy field. You can experience wellness, prosperity. You can move out into the second energy field and you can experience sacred relationships with others. You can expand that into the third and fourth energy fields with your family and your tribe. Ooh, the family one, that can be a little challenging sometimes. And as a matter of fact, to kind of bring this into perspective, there was a woman I was talking with not that long ago, and she was raised in an ultra-conservative religious experience where God was separate from us, and there were definitely things that you could do, sins so bad that you would go to HE double hockey sticks, and you would not be allowed back into the kingdom of heaven because, ooh, you have gone just a little bit too far. Now, we know in our teachings there's no such thing. That idea alone would suggest duality, and God does not exist in duality. God is singularity, oneness, allness, wholeness, goodness, 24/7. The divine mind, the omniscient wisdom that created everything in the world, does not judge. That is an aspect of duality. We will be, when Judgment Day comes, that is us judging ourselves, and that is part of the law of transmutation, where I'm going to use those transmuting energies of forgiveness, redemption, and purification, and I'm going to absolve myself. If you dig deep into the spiritual teachings of any lineage, you will find that the transformation takes place within. The universe has always been there for all of us. We have never been separate from it, and it has never judged us. And so as we dissolve all the illusions of separation, no matter what they are, from nationality to political party to whatever it may be, where we have to move into a state where I do not recognize, not because I'm ignoring. To ignore things means I'm ignorant. We want to move into a place where, and sometimes the spiritual warrior will go into a place, they see something like that went on yesterday in the world, or maybe it's one of the other shootings that took place at the memorial service last week. Maybe, not here, the one on the East Coast, this was in the news. Maybe it was one of the other shootings that take place. Maybe it was just the epidemic of people, young ones, who are exiting this world because they no longer want to be here. Maybe you're witnessing some of those current events that are going on, and as history repeats itself, they've been going on almost all the time. You know, sometimes you hear, now we really have to buckle down. We really have to pray now more than ever. Well, no, now because now. Not now more than ever. You know, when the revolts were the crusades were happening, people are, now more than ever. All that means is now, because it's now, we're going to move into a place of a oneness, and we're going to actually practice the presence, practice the principles, and the good news is, whatever you are holding in your consciousness is going to not only outpicture, but as you start to align, as you know that God is your ally and not your enemy, and as a matter of fact, there is no enemy, but oh God, you're going to think as you look out, if you let the temporal world inform you, you're going to think, we need to fight. We need to get together and we need to squash the competition. That does not exist in the divine. The divine operates from cooperation. Symbiosis is the nature of life. The trees cooperate with the air that cooperate with us. The moon cooperates with the earth and the sun. Everything cooperates. When Darwin was talking about survival of the fittest, if you go on to the rest of that dissertation, then you will find that cooperation is the foundation of life. So for us to move into, how do we do that? So if you are going to watch the news and you are going to see what's going on, then you're going to want to go ahead and say, well, I am going to move into, and I'm going to hold vigil. We're not going to hold vigil the way we sometimes see it out in the world, where it's like some people they don't even know what to do. They just kind of like are more sad. And they're actually oftentimes, when people are holding these candlelight vigils, they're adding more fuel to the flame because the sadness is perpetuating this idea, this just never ends. It's just going to keep going. They don't understand. And if that is back of what's going on, we're adding fuel to the fire. It's like, no, I am holding a place in my consciousness. If you look out into the world, you will see Palestinians and Israelis that get along swimmingly, that love each other, that nurture each other. Time and time again, somehow those don't always make it onto the news or social media, but it's happening. You see people out there performing miracles all the time of unification. People that go out and are serving others, whether it's on the holidays or whether it's their way of life, where they're serving people. There's more cooperation by a multitude that is happening in the world. We wouldn't be existing if non-cooperation outmeasured cooperation right now. None of us would be here. Cooperation is proliferating itself. It is what is holding. That is what the laws that govern the universe are doing. And if you really want to allow yourself to participate, I'm just going to revert back to that story I started a moment ago about the young lady who was born in this religious faction, and she was raised that if you do this and it was using the threat of fear that you're going to not make it into the kingdom of heaven. And so she rebelled from this. There was something inside her that knew that this is not right, this is not true. And so she left. At around 18, she flew the coop and wanted nothing more to do with her family. And so if you use this as a metaphor or an analogy of how this all works, sometimes you're in a situation and you need to step out of the situation. If I'm in a situation of abuse, I need to step out of that situation of abuse. But do not make the mistake of thinking by distancing myself from something that I've healed anything, that I've transmuted anything. You will transmute it. First you get to a stable place. Now I'm not being irritated or heavied or weighted down by that energy. And now I can move into a place where I can steep into a place of spiritual understanding of how principle, and I can start to incorporate it in my own life. And then you're going to find out how you incorporate it not only in your primary energy field, but your secondary and tertiary energy field. That tertiary energy field, that third energy field is your family. So when we met up, we started to explore, well, where are you? And she said, well, I've forgiven them. And what she meant by forgive was she understands where their erroneous ideas are coming from, except they're still wrong. And the idea, it's like, okay, you can understand through discernment that there is a way of thinking that is not in alignment with truth, because any idea that creates separation is not in alignment with truth. We're moving into unification. But if I don't go the extra step, if I don't go the extra mile, which is where we ended up going, and that extra step and that extra mile, this is where the rubber meets the road sometimes, which is you're going to now have to infuse that third energy field with the loving presence where it is unified. You're going to go where we call in our community, where it is already done in the mind of God. A sacred holy relationship with so-and-so already done in the mind of God. In the quantum field, it's on this area right here. As Brian Greene, he likes to use a loaf of bread. Remember the old-fashioned days, the loaf of bread, and they're sliced like this. And in the quantum field, this is the slice of bread you're on. But on this slice of bread over here, this version of what is out picturing is the perfect sacred holy relationship. So what you're kind of doing, instead of staying linearly on the path where that separation continues, you're stepping over into a different experience, and you're making your way into where it's already done in the mind of God. It's already done where the relationship is healed. So for 10 years, maybe it was a little bit more, she had isolated herself and did not speak to her family at all. Had judgments and ideas and, poor them. If they knew better, they'd do better. But underneath, there was this idea, there was a powerlessness and a hopelessness, because she still felt judged. She still felt this energy of like, they think I'm going to hell. And so she decided to start doing the inner work. And then we started to bring energy to that third energy field. Now, truthfully, there's only one field of energy. There's one field of energy. It is omnipresent, omnipotent, omni-magnificent, and it is everywhere, and we're one with it. But the human mind sometimes has a hard time thinking of the all and all and all of it. So we have to compartmentalize sometimes. And it's like, oh, here's my energy field. Okay, I'm going to bring wellness and goodness to my energy. Oh, now I'm going to stretch out a little bit. I'm going to bring that into my relationship with so-and-so, and then move it out into that third energy field. As we started to bring those energies into those fields, we started to understand and recognize that there are certain things that we want to do. As you assess, you want to be alert enough and aware enough that you can assess what is going on in your life. If your practice right now, if you don't have a spiritual practice that allows you to assess, where you can look at your life from outside your life and go, ooh, oh, you might just take one piece of your life, my relationship with so-and-so. You might take my relationship with so-and-so or my career, or you might take my relationship with myself or my relationship with the divine, or whatever else that it is that you would like to assess. You assess and you begin to feel into what are the energies that are in this relationship. Are they temporal or eternal? And as you come across the temporal frequencies, this is where free will and free choice comes into the equation, where you have to choose to imbue and infuse these eternal energies. Now, we just finished the Divine Energy Medicine class a few weeks ago, where we actually worked with these energy fields, and we started to bring these energies into that and create a feeling tone. Because if you don't create a feeling tone within your beingness where you can have a direct experience, that's what the direct experience is. The direct experience of the divine as you, as your soul, you will feel it. And faith has a vibrational feeling. When you have a faith in something, faith is what's going to, in the law of transmutation, is what's going to pull you into a greater experience of goodness. We want to make sure that healing, there's a step in healing, there's a phenomena in healing that a lot of people mistake as healing, which it's not. One time, when you remove yourself from a situation, like she did, then all of a sudden she found other people like her. And she was like, oh, and so a lot of times those are support groups. So, oh my God, you feel so much better when you know you're not the only one. That can bring your energy and you start feeling much better. Then she started to do a little bit of inner work. And those feelings that she felt started to take her back in time where the erroneous ideas began. And she's like, oh, I can see how some of these erroneous ideas of powerlessness and hopelessness were starting to show up in my life. And so it's, oh, okay. And you can feel a lot better. Like, I'm heading in the right direction. You're going to feel better. And then when she was sharing this with me, she said again, so yeah, I feel much better. I was like, oh, okay. Then what? Because the next step is the important step. You're identifying by assessing what's going on. Now you're bringing yourself back to a choice point to unchoose, re-choose, unlearn, relearn, and understand where it is I'm going from here. When you come back to that choice point where I started to believe that they were judging me, not liking me, thinking I was bad and awful and whatever, and you have to say, your body, your emotions, your mind will tell you, if you listen to the voice of providence, it will show you where we made the erroneous choice, and it will begin to then you get to make the new choice. And in the quantum field, which knows nothing of the past, the future, or the present, it only knows now that rains down on all three of them at the same time. And as you allow yourself to move into the nowness, the allness, the isness of your beingness, you'll see what it is meant by the returning the years the locusts have eaten. That means that as the energy of the eternal comes down into now and ripples in 360 degrees around your entire energy body, it will cleanse everything all the way back to the day where the trauma began. And then you will experience a liberation, and you will feel that the healing is now complete. So we want to make sure that we allow ourselves, as you've heard me say before, you assess, and then you address. But when you address it, you have to make sure you go a little deeper than, oh, God, I feel so much better because I'm not being irritated. Oh, I feel so much better because I know I'm not alone. You want to go a little bit deeper. You want to address, what is the truth that will set me free in this particular situation? When you can then choose that, and then invite, evoke, and allow it to be, you'll start to feel the energy of transmutation moving through you. And I do that because it feels like that sometimes. It feels like, oh my goodness. You're starting to feel awakening because energy, when you are carrying energy within your psyche of separation, There are literally things in your biochemistry that move into separation. That's when your body will tell you by sending those hormones and endorphins that create anxiety and panic attacks and confusion. And as you revert back into wholeness and you bring unity into the equation, you'll start to feel clarity. You'll start to feel hope. You'll move into optimism and faith. And all of a sudden you'll see that providence will guide you to a holy, sacred relationship, which is what ended up happening with this young lady after she decided to say, you know what, I'm not going to know them as those types of people. I'm going to know them and see them as who they truly are. And then invited that in, and then lo and behold, they reached out to her and said, you know what? We've had an awakening. We now know that you are a beautiful, I'm paraphrasing, angel of God, and that there is no hell, and that, they somehow in the course of those, probably the half an hour that we were together, something changed within the cosmology of that third energy field, because you get to infuse into these fields. And we know that the eternal frequencies, they are the real frequencies. They are the real energies. The illusionary energies of separation, worries, doubts, and fears that create these ideas of political parties that are creating separation. When we go to the ballot box, you're going to probably use an opinion based on whatever it is to cast your vote. But until you need to do that, and unless you're on some sort of committee in government, then we should all be holding vigil, whatever's for the highest and greatest good for everybody all the time, because that's the way the universe operates. It operates as the win, 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 win. There's no win-lose in the universe. The universe operates at 100% of win-win unity, and so we should be, I don't know what it is. Oh, my surface mind thinks if we do this, because so-and-so said we should do this, then that's going to make it all better. If this includes others over here and others over here and conflict, I don't know if that's really where we want to go. We want to go to a place, and it takes moxie. It takes tenacity to move into a place. None of the spiritual avatars or prophets that you've seen that have been walking this earth, that are walking the earth right now, and that are walking the halls of agape, that are walking around the globe, the saints and the siddhas around the globe, have said, oh my God, this was a cakewalk. You have to get to the cakewalk by embodying these traits. You have to embody these practices until the transmutation is so complete that there's no way to go back. I can't go back to the way it was because it doesn't exist in your energy field. We want to make sure, some people treat their their spiritual practice kind of like their health practice. Sometimes it's like, oh, I wake up in the morning and I have a really good, healthy breakfast. I'm eating all the organic, live foods and fruits and vegetables, and I'm having my protein-packed smoothie, etc., etc. And then the rest of the day, they start eating junk food. We want to make sure that we carry the vibration throughout the entire day. So that means, that's why you'll see in religious practices sometimes, oh, you got to take a moment out and go back and center. Now, we don't have rigid rules that we follow in the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings. We steep in the energy of prayer affirmatively, known as affirmative prayer, because affirmative prayer aligns you so that you know that the world and God is your ally. An ally is somebody where you share a mutual agreement for the highest expression of good between you two. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be allied with the divine, not with the temporal. We're going to go deeper into experience of aligning with spirit, and we're going to allow ourselves to experience a full healing as we assess, and then we address, and we get in there. And every time you heal one thing, the exponential effect that ripples out into the rest of your energy field, including all those 6 other layers of the energy field, it is profound. So we're all in agreement that we're going to allow that to go ahead. Because, I can't say that. Some people might look out in the world and say, there's a real blank show going on out there, but there's a shift show that's going on. And the shift show is to say, I'm going to participate in the conscious evolution of the human experience and allow it to be good. We're agreeing to hold vigil for that. That's what our practitioners, that's what our ministers, that's what our prayer chaplains do on a regular basis. We have a prayer list of people that we hold in vigil all the time. And when we have people that you're not going to believe what happened. They call in, they write in, whatever, you put a prayer request in the prayer box, and all of a sudden somebody starts holding space for you, because that's part of what you need to do sometimes. When somebody's holding, one of my favorite things is when somebody says, oh my God, I can feel how you're holding the space for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can't hold it for myself, and I need to lean into somebody else. Can you hold it for me? And if it's not, you're not going to the person. We're not blaming, we're not shaming, we're not judging people who can't hold it. We're just not going to go over to them when it's time to find someone to hold that space. We're going to go into a space where we know that what lies behind us and what lies before us pales in comparison to lies what within us. And as you look at what lies behind you and as you look at what lies before you, you can go within, and then you're going to assess, address, and then the blessed part, you're going to transform. That's what we're all agreeing to do. Yes?
Yes.
All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into the prayer field. I'm going to invite you to join me as we tune and turn within. We take a moment as we, each and every one of us, we move into a benevolent state of vulnerability. We open our hearts, our bodies, our emotions, our minds, and we say, I am allowing myself to remember the truth that there is one power, one presence, one light, one love, one life that we call the universe, that we call Dios, that we call God, that we call the Great One, the Creator. Whatever name we associate with the infinite glory of the kingdom of heaven that is always expressing itself, we know that we are born in its image and likeness. Each and every one of us, there's an infallible code within us that is eternal. And when we allow it to shine through our personality, we can be in the world but not of the world. We allow the law of transmutation to heal any issues in our tissues that we may be free, experiencing true freedom in our physical, emotional, mental bodies, in our primary, secondary, tertiary, and the fourth, fifth, and sixth fields of the universal presence. We allow it to all be radiant and resplendent with wholeness, unity, and oneness. We don't need to know how. We don't need to make it happen. We invite, evoke, and allow it to happen. And I'm grateful to know that each and every one of us has everything we need to feel, see, hear, know, interpret, and understand the truth. The absolute truth that we are the beloved, born in the image and likeness of God, and we are allowing ourselves to experience first and foremost heaven on earth as our lives. As we rise, all rise. We bless ourselves and we bless everyone else. We bless everybody on our prayer list. We bless our nation right now. We see a nation that is coming together in a unified field of fellowship, camaraderie, collaborating for what the forefathers and foremothers intended. A nation that is rooted in all men and women are created equal and endowed to the attributes of liberty and freedom. We hold into this eternal expression, the eternal expression. We know it in our own personal lives and in our collective lives. We say yes. As I thrive and rise, all thrive and rise. I allow spiritual selfishness that is selfless and true to proliferate itself. It denies nothing from anyone and blesses everyone. We simply agree to allow it all to be by saying, and so I let it be. And so it is. Amen. 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 Ashe. Aho. Mahalo. Shalom. Hotep. And hallelujah. All right. And the ushers are going to come forward right now. This is our part of the service where we're going to participate in circulation. If you would like to participate in supporting our community, we are a 501c3 religious organization. I use that word religious lightly because we are a spiritual community that honors the golden thread in all religions. There's many different ways that you can tithe to our community. One of those ways is to join the auto tithe program. So if you see anybody putting one of these into the basket, that means they're part of the auto tithe program. Or you can do checks or cash. You can do any of these ways coming up on the screen. For those of you at home, you can use mail checks into this place right here. You can also go to our website, soulcenteroc.com, and click on the Give button. I'm going to ask the ushers to go forward as you have prepared your offering. And of course, the QR code is coming up on the screen for those who would like to donate from their phone. You can also text the word GIVE to area code 669-342-2157. Text the word GIVE to area code 669-342-2157. And we are truly appreciative. And just as a reminder, the State of the Center is going to be a glorious event on the 4th. You know that we'll have the cameras here filming. If you want to come visit us, come visit us. From wherever you are around the globe on the 4th of August. Make your trip to Southern California and visit us. We love when our online community visits. The children are coming in right now. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Rena's coming in right now.
Daily meditation really does things for people. It's really helped me out a lot. Just a friendly reminder for those of you that are just struggling with it. Just surrendering and going into that space, even for 5 minutes, has allowed me to be more observant, to be more kind to myself, to eliminate the negative self-talk, and to really feel capable of rising up, not just in consciousness, but over my circumstances. And having the support and the friendly reminders every week definitely reinforces that. So we're rising up together, Soul Center family. You're broken down and tired, living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out. Move
offering, I'm just going to invite you to join me as we extend our prayer through our hearts and hands. We take a moment and we know that as we remember the truth that there is one ever-giving, ever-loving, omniamorous presence that only circulates good, and it always supplies whatever we need should we receive it. We are grateful to receive this offering and bless this offering, knowing that the art, the light, the love, the law of circulation always works benevolently and abundantly. We increase our capacities to hold more prosperity individually and collectively, and anything that we circulate comes back to us minimally tenfold. We allow that energy of prosperity to continue to realize everything here in our spiritual community. We bless it as good, and we allow it to be good, and so it is. Amen. And now the children are coming in.
Here we are with Enlightened Kids Village this morning, and I'm Larissa, and we have Rainique and Mia, and all of these beautiful souls that joined us today for Children's Church. So in today's lesson, we explored the powerful impact that our thoughts have on experiences in reality. Through meditation, discussion, games, songs, and creative activities, the children discovered how to recognize their thoughts and choose positive ones. Today we created positive thought boxes, and we filled them with encouraging messages that they can turn to if they need. This craft is a practical tool for using in everyday life. So who would like to share one of the thoughts from their box? Okay, Maddie.
I can change the world.
B.
I like my mom.
Anyone else want to read that? No? Okay. All right. Next week we're going to explore the idea that forgiveness frees us. And now it's time for the peace song.
The words are going to come up on the screen. They're in your program if you want to sing along. This is our closing song. Prosperity and wholeness for myself, my friends, our community, and the world at large. We let it be good, so it is. Amen. All right, Soul Center. For those of you who would like prayer with a chaplain or a practitioner, please come to the front here. They'll take you into a place where you can pray with them confidentially. For those of you at home, daily affirmative prayer tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. See you then.